Nestled up here above downtown Los Angeles, here in Beverly Hills, you will find a park. But it's not like your regular city park or state park. This is a park that has a mansion on it. This is the Greystone Mansion here in lovely Beverly Hills. And if you recognize this, chances are you've seen one of the numerous films or TV shows that have been filmed here. TV shows like Knight Rider. This is where, what was his name in Knight Rider? The guy who was dying and he ended up giving Michael Knight his mission before he passed on in the pilot episode, the 2-hour TV movie pilot episode of Knight Rider. Well, I think it was Wilton Knight. I think that was his name. And this was his estate in that TV show. It's also been used, the insides have been used for different things like Spider-Man 3, There Will Be Blood, The Big Lebowski, and other films. Oh, The Prestige. Prestige was filmed here. The Elton John video for I Want Love, which featured Robert Downey Jr., that was filmed inside the mansion here. And there's just so many more. Gilmore Girls was filmed here. So a lot of different movies and TV shows filmed here, and I've just scraped the tip of the iceberg. There goes a little park ranger by. And they are actually filming here today. I do not know what they're filming. It's really hard to get, you can't really get up close to the house. They've got signs everywhere that say private event. And you can take tours of this house the first weekend of every month, which I missed that. But you know, hey, for the future. But if you find yourselves in Beverly Hills, just off of Sunset Boulevard, you're just going to come a couple blocks north and you're going to be able to find Greystone Manor. Free parking, and then you can walk through the grounds and enjoy the sights. And there's several little paths that you can take. And it's just beautiful up here. In fact, if you couldn't see the city down there, it'd be kind of hard to believe that you're really in the midst of Southern California here, because it's so pretty and you hear the birds chirping, and of course you can hear that. I don't know, can you hear the construction going on in that house down there? That wasn't going on. But yeah, you can hear the sounds of the city in the distance, but you just look around here and it's just beautiful. Other than the noise pollution, it's kind of hard to believe you're in the middle of Southern California. But this is Greystone Manor, and we'll explore and see what we can find. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get up close to the actual mansion itself. Well, anyway, let's see what we can find. Love this big driveway. The main entrance for when this was a home that was occupied is way down there. Then you'd come all the way up this driveway here and then up to the main house. But the parking is actually up on the other side of the mansion and up another couple flights of stairs, and that's where you can park for free. And then you kind of walk down into this. They do have restrooms here, and most of the time you're able to walk right up next to the house. Now, this house was built by Edward Doheny, who was a very wealthy oil tycoon. In fact, a lot of different things are named after him. There's Doheny State Beach down by Dana Point. That's where I first remember hearing the name. And this is, it's located, the address here is on Doheny Street. But it was built for his son. Hey, what a nice gift. This was built in 1928, finished in 1928 actually, I should say, for his son, Ned Doheny. And Ned's wife and their 5 kids. And then the City of Beverly Hills bought it, and I believe it was 1965. So there's another lesson there that you can have. You know, these people will have all these different things, all this material wealth, And then eventually, they're not going to be here anymore. And it's all left behind. Now we get to enjoy it. But we don't get to truly enjoy it because, you know, it's still controlled by someone. So I can't just walk in there and do whatever I want and kick my feet up and stuff. But you get the idea. You get to enjoy this. And enjoy this that used to belong to a very wealthy family. That's just kind of interesting. Don't put all your trust in riches, folks. It's all temporary. All right, let's go up these stairs, see how close we can get. All right, down that way, you can see that's where the coastal area is, and you can see there's fog right along the coast. And I'm gonna zoom in on these buildings here. All right, those buildings were in the TV show Remington Steele. They've probably been on other in other TV shows and stuff too. Lots of location filming around here. Even if they didn't actually film in the buildings, they would use the outside of these buildings as location or establishment shots. And so in the old Remington Steele TV show, which ran on NBC in the 1980s, starring Pierce Brosnan, which incidentally is partially what got him in the as the front runner, got the producers for the James Bond films interested in having him possibly be James Bond, and then he wasn't able to be James Bond in the 86, for the next movie that would be released in 87 because NBC wouldn't let him out of his contract. Once they found out, they were getting ready, they had really basically canceled Remington Steele. And then once it became public knowledge that Albert R. Broccoli, the producer of the James Bond films, was actively negotiating with Pierce Brosnan and had offered him the role, NBC said, "Oh, just kidding. We actually want to have another season of Remington Steele." So Pierce Brosnan didn't get the gig. Boy, did you see that? That was a hawk that just flew by here. Luckily, he decided I wasn't really something he could catch. Oh, that was cool. I don't know if that show, I don't know if it came in the frame or not, but big old hawk just flew right near me and then up into the tree, up into that tree over there. Okay, now next to those two those two towers there, and that's again where supposedly the office for Remington Steele was located. They used that as an establishment shot. But notice this building just to the left. It looks a little shorter because it's in the distance. All right, did you see that? That is the Nakatomi Tower used in the very famous Christmas film Die Hard. And yes, I do believe it is a Christmas film. So I'm right up here next to the mansion, and again they have these signs, private event, do not enter, because as I mentioned, they are filming something today. I do not know what, but it looks like they're filming on the inside of the house, and you've got all these cables and stuff all over the place. Boy, it'd be fun to find out what they're filming. Looks like they've got things they've got things blocked off. Do you see that in the window there? That's not usually like that. Usually you can look in the windows, you can see inside the mansion. So it looks like they've got like shades or something pulled down. Maybe they're doing nighttime scenes in the mansion there. Who knows? I'll have to do a little bit of research and see if I can find out. Got more equipment down there. Oh, I thought we were going to be able to get up there, but nope, there's another no sign. So I'm going to have to come back here sometime when we can actually get up there closer to the mansion. I mean, this isn't bad, but it would be neat to be able to go inside. We're not going to be able to do that today. You got downtown LA in the background. Lovely view. Here's another shot further down the driveway. So it basically comes up around there, curves up there, then comes around here, and then goes all the way up and around to the main estate. This is, if memory serves, the establishment shot that they used most often when there was a scene in a TV show or movie that was filmed here. Now, it didn't mean they used it all the time, and some things were sometimes this place was just used purely for inside filming. But if it was meant to be an actual location and they needed to do an outside filming location, filming shot, they would use this angle, I believe, as their establishment shot. I don't know if they'd be right in this spot, but it'd be kind of from this perspective. Beautiful home. Imagine living here. Boy, that would be something. Boy, walking all the way down here so I could get a good shot of the mansion. That seemed like a good idea at the time. But then you've got to go up. You got to come back up. Got to go up, up, up. And I'm tired. All right, we're almost there. Walking uphill is hard and stuff. Oh, no, there's more to go. That's all right, I'll make it. I'm fine, I'm fine. All right, there's the driveway. And it comes around here. And then you are at the main estate. You can pull underneath that little overpass there, and that's where the main door is. So I imagine that's where the guests would exit if they were being received by the hosts of the party. There used to be some other stuff to look over here. So since we can't get to the house, of course you can see all the equipment there. Lots of equipment. More equipment there. All right, so there's like seems like you used to be able to go over there. Maybe they changed that, or maybe I'm not remembering it properly. Oh, okay, you might be able to go up this way. Wouldn't this be a fun place to play hide and seek or paintball? And not paintball. Not really my thing. Hide and seek, though. Be down for that. Oh yeah, see, you used to be able to go up there. Man, they don't want me having any fun today, do they? Let's see what's up here. Yeah, there used to be like a dancing area over there. Maybe there still is, but you're not able to get to it. Well, here you can get an overview of the courtyard. Yeah, if you go over here, you'll see another section of the driveway. Authorized city personnel only. We can't go over there. Oh, and there's where you see where you drive to take the cars in and park them. So there's some gardens up here we can go look at. And then we'll be done, because there's not quite as much stuff to look at here as there used to be, and certainly when there's filming going on, you can't get near the house. All right, so let's go up here. I love these little shaded walkways like this. I always think they're pretty cool. Be a great place for kids to play. So if Ned Doheny and his wife had 5 kids, they probably loved it here. Let's see. Let's go this way. This way looks more fun. Okay, that area that I was talking about, it's actually up here. It's been so many years since I've been here, I actually thought it was down that other way there. But it's actually up here, and it looks like it's, again, closed to the public. But maybe we can go up there and just take a peek inside without going in. All right, you come up this walkway here that we were just on, and you go through this doorway, and there's this nice little area here, but it's closed off. It's like they're doing some restoration. It's like dance floor, but I wonder if that used to be a pool. Makes you wonder. Okay, we'll continue on this way. Well, at least they didn't get rid of that thing. But that other path that used to be, there used to be another path over there. And you can see a better shot of that home in the distance. That's a home there. And that's crazy how big that residence is. All right, there's where we just were. We were down there looking through that little doorway. Then you come up here. We got this beautiful fountain and this grassy area. But you're not allowed to get on the grass. Keep off the grass. You gotta keep off the grass. So it's, like I said, it's not your ordinary park. Kids might get a little frustrated because there's so many things you can't touch or do. But it sure is pretty. And the best thing about it is it's free. Who doesn't love free? The best price of all. Well, there you have it. A quick perimeter tour of Greystone Manor. I'll have to come back on a future visit and see if we can get a little bit closer to the actual estate itself. But you never would have guessed that this is tucked away here in Beverly Hills, right in the middle of Southern California. The hustle and bustle of the city below, and the peace and quiet of this Beverly Hills City Park that used to belong to the oil tycoon family. Amazing. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.